Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. Today, we discuss the Chopard Alpine Eagle 41 millimeters in ultra red gold. This is one of the best sports watches in its class, and if you want a Alpine Eagle that is a price point equivalent to something from the likes of Audemars Piguet, Vacheron, and Patek Philippe, you want to go full gold. It's massive in the hand, 41 millimeters in diameter. Turning it in profile, it's also fairly thin, more so than I expected. At 9.8 millimeters thick, it's sub 10 and thus easily fits under a cuff. Two different ways to measure it across the wrist. There's just the case, which is 47.4, but if we take the first link on each side and measure side to side, it's a larger 54 millimeters, and the real fit on the wrist is somewhere between those two measurements. So on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, it wears quite well. I think you could wear it on a slightly smaller wrist than mine, let's say 15 centimeters. And again, because of the thickness, it slips easily underneath a dress cuff. And in full gold, this will be recruited into formal duty. The watch is 100 meters water resistant with a screw-down crown, so make no mistake, it's also a true sports watch. And there is no shortage of luminescence, which we're going to see now. Taking a look at the case and the bracelet, you can see that the finishing is intricate and worthy for its price class. The bracelet features a unique interlink of primary links, which are visible, and intermediate links, which are not, or at least from the top they're not. You can see them in profile, and you can see that every single link in this bracelet is removable, so you can fine-tune the fit quite precisely. Also, because of the way this bracelet is made, no daylight showing, there's so little side-to-side play that I can easily declare this the firmest bracelet I've ever encountered. It has the least side-to-side play of any watch bracelet I have ever handled. Going down to the clasp now, you can see there's actually quite a bit of nuance to the finish. We have these sort of crowned, faceted, polished sectors down the middle, and then we have a bevel along the side with vertical satination on the edge of the links. We have a clasp that's actually made of white gold, because white gold is the hardest gold. So for these small, fine, movable mechanical parts, Chopard chose white gold. It's a friction fit clasp, so you snap it open, you snap it shut. Doesn't have quite as much closer security as a trigger actuation, but it is very thin in construction. I think the brief here was not to create a thick clasp. So on that front, mission accomplished. Rolling around to the case, the design is reminiscent of the 1980 St. Moritz, which was the first Chopard watch designed by current brand chief Carl Friedrich Schäufele. So if you're wondering where the design comes from, yes, indirectly, the likes of the Nautilus, the Jumbo Ingenieur, the 222, the Royal Oak, the Laureato. But you got to realize that the watch that this directly draws upon was influenced by them in period in the late 70s and early 80s. So it is more of an original effort than you might think. Take a look at the old St. Moritz and you'll agree. We have a crown with a compass rose logo. Note the presence of both media blast and polish. We have a bezel that features a combination of satination, polish, and then satination across the top. Note that we have aligned bolts on the top, so that's how you align the slots like that. The dial of the Alpine Eagle has always been beguiling and enchanting. It has a deep grooved, non-radial grain. By non-radial, I mean there's a curvature here. It doesn't move directly out like the brush of a sunburst. It has a deeply grooved texture to it, something that looks almost tactile, almost like you could feel it. And looking at it, it is a deeper, more complex pattern. As you can see, there's a combination of valleys, troughs, bumps, striations, and several different tones of dark metallic blue. And this is a more saturated blue than you'll find on, for example, a Nautilus. It's a good match for the red gold. We have all applique indices and numerals in gold, as well as hands in gold to match. We have both a quick set date and hacking seconds, if you want to set your watch. On the reverse, the movement is the same as the steel model, but it's a worthy in-house caliber. You can see this is the caliber 0101C, C4 chronometer, 5-position adjusted and tested COSC Swiss chronometer. It says so on the dial. 60-hour power reserve, automatic winding, 4 Hz beat rate. You can see it's nicely sized for this case, and all of it pivoting on 31 joules. If you love this watch, reach out to Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.